This picture was taken last year, 2019, in April. It was Mike and I's 40th wedding anniversary. We went to Florida and we spent 2 weeks like big kids in Walt Disney World. We had a fabulous time and we had lots of fun. And it was nice to do a grown-up Disney trip. We'd done one previously in 2015 with the whole family, as it was then, my daughter and son-in-law, and my son, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandchildren that I had then. And we had a really big family Disney trip. That was in 2015. But this picture, as I say, was just Mike and I, 2019. So it was only a year before this corona thing affected our lives. And how it's affected our lives. Well, the coronavirus and the effects it had on us. Mike and I are both retired, so going to work wasn't an issue for us. And being retired, our lives were based around doing what we wanted, when we wanted, with whom we wanted, and basically that's what was taken away from us. The biggest issue for us was the isolation and being kept away from our families. Missing your children and your grandchildren is a big thing. It was for us, and especially for me. Our son and daughter-in-law and their 4 children live in a different county from us. It's not too far away, about an hour and a half in the car, but we didn't see them for nearly 6 months. We did FaceTimes and we talked on the telephone, but that's not the same as seeing someone in the flesh. Our daughter and son-in-law live in the same town of us, down on the south coast of England. And whilst we could see them from a distance, if we happened to be anywhere near where they lived, we couldn't actually go and see them. And we couldn't go to their home and they couldn't come to ours. It was a proper isolation, that first one especially. And as I say, the biggest issue was missing that close contact with your family. I also have 2 sisters. One lives in the same town. Another one lives in Guernsey, which is an airplane ride away. We missed being in contact with each other, seeing each other. It's hard. It's hard. Anyway, we had to find a way of keeping in touch. As I say, FaceTime worked really well with my son and the grandchildren. With my sisters, we downloaded the House Party app, all these new platforms for contacting people. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. With my sisters, we did quizzes. We did a quiz every Wednesday. It was like a date night, if you like. And we would be with our drinks and our nibbles, and we'd do 20 questions. Each of my sisters would do 20 questions, and we'd ask them, and we'd have a good evening with our drinks. And it was just like being together, but obviously virtually through the screen. But we did that, and I wanted to be more involved in the grandchildren's lives. They were The two oldest ones were out of school because they were being homeschooled, and the two little ones were only 2.5 and 1.5. So, I mean, they didn't really understand much at all. But I wanted to help where I could. Schooling or anything really, but it was very difficult. I mean, obviously they have a curriculum to follow, and my daughter-in-law was trying to stick to that as much as possible. Anyway, I came up with this idea. What about, even if I just do stories for the children, what about me telling them stories? Bedtime stories, anytime stories, whenever you want the children to be quiet, or when you want to have them sit down and have a rest. How about Nan gives them a story? And my daughter-in-law said, yes, that would be lovely. So I set about getting some of the books that belong to my children, my son and daughter, which I've still got up in the loft. So I got them out and I read these stories using the same iPad as I've got here. And I would read this story and I'd look at the pictures and I'd show the pictures up. Anyway, it worked. So I read these stories and then I thought, oh, how am I going to get these to my son? And I tried to email them. I tried to attach them to Messenger. The files were too big. I couldn't send them. And I thought, how on earth? I've spent this time, doing these stories, and I wanted the children, the grandchildren, to see them. That's when I thought, okay, how about starting a YouTube channel and uploading the stories to YouTube, then they can have them via that platform. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I made the little films. I don't know how I uploaded them. I just kind of like followed the, not instructions, there are no instructions, but I just followed the clicks and this and that. And anyway, they uploaded the stories. And I started, I think, probably around April or May. No, before April, because that was my birthday. Anyway, must have been beginning of April. And I just added a story every week or every couple of weeks, and it worked. They could see the stories, they loved them. That's how I became a YouTube user. As I say, I'm not going to call myself a YouTuber because I don't edit them. I don't do fancy things with them. I'm going to try and make them a little more professional, but I don't know whether it'll work. But that is how I came on to YouTube. And I kind of added to the stories. My grandson said, Nan, can you show us what you do? Can you show us what you've done today? So I said, I'll try. And it was coming up to my birthday. That's how I knew I started before my birthday. So I thought, I know, I'll try and do filming from my birthday throughout the day, what we've done, what we had for lunch. That was it, basically. So I did little bits of film throughout the day for my birthday, and then it was our wedding anniversary, so I did little bits of that for our anniversary, and made that a little film for the YouTube channel. The grandchildren loved it. And then they said, Nan, when it's Grandpa's birthday, will you do it again for Grandpa? I said, yes. So I did another one for Grandpa on his birthday. And then one day, when the really bad lockdown was lifted and things were starting to get a little bit more freer, like we could go to the tip, for example. We had so much rubbish to get rid of, garden rubbish, cutting the grass and things. And anyway, I thought, I know, I'll do a little film of just our day. Our busy day. Because we went to the tip. We might have gone shopping too. I can't remember what we did now. But I did a film of our busy day. That again was an absolute hit with the grandchildren. They loved to see what we did, what we were getting up to. And we made such a good connection. So, I continued to do stories and little little films about what we were doing. And then my grandson again, Buddy, bless him, said, Nan, we love your stories, but could you make us up a story? Can you do it? You do the story. So I said, well, I'll have a go. It might take me a while, but I will try and write a storybook for you. So that is one of the things that's on my list to have a go at this winter, especially if we remain on lockdown or with limited places we can go. I did set myself lots of tasks to do over the summer and over the winter and during lockdown, just things that you just never get around to. Well, now I've got nothing else to do. So it was lots of different things, arty, crafty things, finishing things that I started 20 years ago. That actually was probably a good thing that happened, because it's made me finish a lot of things. There's still a lot of things I want to do, but this is one of them too. Documenting our corona pandemic journey and showing you the effects, the issues that we came across and we had to deal with, and how YouTube has helped us, or helped me. So anyway, I'm going to add some pictures in here, and hopefully you can come along with us on our journey. I hope so. Thank you for watching. Bye.